Hi everyone, welcome to the 2020-2021 AP Art Digital Art Portfolio Instruction video. So first I'm going to do a quick demo showing you how to photograph your artwork and then how to upload it into your digital portfolio platform. So here we go. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a neutral background to photograph your work on in front of a natural light source like a window. You can also take pictures outside in the direct sunlight, but you're going to want it to be somewhat cloudy if it's during the middle of the day, or you're going to want to do this between like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then from like 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. A little bit after sunrise and a little bit before sunrise is the best time to take photos of your artwork with the best natural light. Or like I said, you can do it indoors in front of a window, but you just want to make sure that you don't have any shadows. Like I'm seeing a little bit of shadow there because of the type of window. So anyways, here is how you want to take your pictures of your artwork. No matter if you're taking a picture of a study or a doodle in your sketchbook, you still want to have good photos of your work so that it's easy for the judges to see what you were doing. So what you're going to want to do is take your artwork and put it in front on top of the neutral background, either black or white. White is better, and in front of that natural light window. Now you're going to want to stand on the chair to get all the way above your artwork and take a picture. Is this the most ideal picture? It's okay, the lighting is good. I don't love how you can see the shadow at the bottom here. So you might want to take some rolled up tape and put it behind so that it lays a little bit flatter. Be right back while I do that. Okay, hopefully you can see the artwork is laying a little bit flatter. Don't overthink this part. Don't ruin the artwork by taping it down. A little bit of sticky tack may also work well. You can do this on a wall. I just think it's much easier to do this sitting flat so that you don't deal with any extra shadows or the artwork falling off the wall. It's not recommended to frame your artwork because then the glass will give you a glare, although you could put a matting behind your artwork similar to this. If you have extra black paper lying around, you can also match your artwork to give it a frame. This is not necessary, and as you can see, there is a shadow also under, so I'd have to tape that down again if I wanted it to look more flat and flush. You just have to play around with your artwork and see what really looks best for the particular piece you have. And once you photograph one piece, then you can move on to the next pieces. So that one's out, this one's in, and you would just continue to take pictures of your artwork until you capture all of your images if you have physical work. If you have digital work, I'll be going over that next, how to upload your digital pictures or what to do with your pictures after you take them. This is not the portfolio I'm uploading. I'm just showing you examples of things that you could photograph, like studies, more formal pieces, in-process pieces, etc., etc. It's totally fine to have pictures of things like this, of like notes and doodles. This is all showing the part of your process of the portfolio, which is completely acceptable. I know it's hard to see here what this is. Anyways, you get the idea. You just cycle through your work until you've taken a picture of everything that you've created until you have 15 images for your sustained investigation. That's the first part of your portfolio, which shows the process and you developing the theme to work on, such as some pieces that I'm showing right here. Clearly a theme about organic matter, such as skulls and other types of patterns. Really interesting work here. When I switch over to the digital upload, you will see that the artwork is not the same. All right, now I'm going to show you how to upload the pictures that either you took of your physical artwork, or if you have digital files because you're working digitally, now all of the images of your artwork need to be uploaded into the digital art portfolio for AP. So there's no test for AP, there's no exam, it's just uploading your portfolio, your images, and adding the written work of for your artwork. So I'm going to share my screen into the digital art portfolio. So here we are. I'm going to jump back to that in a second. Let me X out of my email. All right, so actually, let me sign out and sign back in so you see exactly where you're starting from. So you should be here on a page that says AP Art and Design Digital Submission to upload to your portfolio. I have two accounts. I have a teacher account and I have a student account. I'm going to be showing you from what it looks like on the student end because that's what you're going to be seeing as well. So anyways, enter your username and your password credentials. You're going to log in. And you will land on a page like this. This is the introduction page. It kind of goes over everything that you need to submit as part of this portfolio. And the first part you're going to work on is the sustained investigation. So this is the part where you're showing your sketches, you're showing your journaling, you're showing your process of how your portfolio developed over this whole entire year with your theme. And you're submitting 15 images. And in the images, you want to show practice, experimentation, and revision, meaning you're not going to get it the first time. You're going to revise your artwork so that it becomes what you want it to be and you improve. You are also showing practice with certain materials, processes, and ideas. So that's like your theme, how you do things, and what materials you're using. It's okay to use things over and over again, but you also want variety. That's where the experimentation is. And then the synthesis. The word synthesis just means, does it make sense? Are you connecting the materials and the process that you're using to create your art to match your theme and the overall outcome of your artwork? Like, does it make sense? Does it make sense that you're using black and white? Does it make sense that you're using paint versus drawing materials, like it, or collage or photography? It all has to add up to your final theme or interpretation. The written evidence, I'm going to go over that once I start uploading. I'm just going to go through this here. So, all right, you're on section 2, sustained investigation. When you get to this landing page, this is actually where you're going to start uploading all of your artworks. And I definitely thought that I had deleted, oops. I thought that I had deleted this before, my bad, but this is a great opportunity to say, after you do every single thing in this portal, you want to click save. Okay, so I just deleted that picture. So I am going to click save changes. Super, super important. I know some of you have already been uploading and working on this, and it didn't stay because it does not automatically save for you. It's saved when it says images and labels have been saved. That's how you know it's legit. And with this website, after you do any one thing, I would save, because if you don't click around and do something, after a certain amount of time, it logs you out. And it's so frustrating. I know that happened to several students last year. So anyways, I'm going to be uploading Camila's portfolio from last year, which was a passing portfolio, and she got a 4, and she did an awesome job. So thank you, Camila, for letting me do this with your artwork. So anyways, you're going to click yellow button, upload file. And you are going to, it's probably helpful to have your files like handy, unlike me, where this is a mess. Yes, sorry about this. This is taking a minute. Hold on. Okay, I've located the files. Make sure you have them handy before you go to do this. The other thing that you want to be sure of is the file size that you're uploading. The biggest size that the file can be, like the photo of your work or a digital art file, is 3 MB. And I'm going to show you how to adjust the size in case you need to change that. So anyways, back to uploading, you're going to click upload. I have all of Camila's images here in her folder. And I'm just going to start uploading the images. Now, you can have an idea in mind of what order you should put things in, or you can just start uploading and then I can help you with the order, and I'm going to show you how to change that as well. So I'm going to start with what I think are kind of more studies, like less formalized artwork. Not that it's not formal, but just it's more simple. It's not as developed as some of the other work in this portfolio. So once you upload the portfolio, then you can put in the writing. So I'm not going to stop and go. I'm just going to upload, and then write. I think that's what makes the most sense. So I'm actually just going to go in order here with what I see so I don't skip over anything. So I am uploading all of the images, and then I will go back and reorder with what I think makes the most sense. There are a few more images that are in process that I wanted to be sure to add here. So if you're gonna go boom, 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 then like I think it's okay to just move forward without saving. If you're gonna be doing this continually and like constantly refreshing the website because you're doing things, if you're gonna go slowly and like think about this, then I really want you to save, you know, after every time. So after this 5th one, I'm gonna save here. I know this part is a little bit tedious, but I want to get you to the part where you can forward the portfolio to me, because you have to fill out everything out before you complete it and turn it in. Like you can't just turn it in without missing parts. Everything has to be completed, and it's a little bit annoying and tedious. So I'm going to go through and do that. Oops, I just already uploaded that image, so I'm going to have to re-upload that. And that's why it's important to pay attention. Or else you'll just be doing, let me see if I can just replace this without deleting it. You can replace without deleting. That's cool. That's a time saver. Cool. So the more prepared you are ahead of time, the faster that this part is going to go. Not to say that if you're not prepared with everything, it's not going to go, but I'm just telling you that the more that you have your files already resized, everything photographed together, it's going to be less scrambling to submit it and just kind of do it all at the same time. I am going to show you a way to check what file size your artwork is, because that was a big question that I had a lot from last year as well as this year. Okay, I have 10 images. I'm going to click Save Changes, and I have a few more images to locate to upload to complete the 15. So once again, I will be right back. Okay, and I'm back. All right, so I have 5 more spaces to fill here for the sustained investigation. And now I'm gonna add in some process shots, and then I'm gonna show you how to reorder and how to include the writing part. So I'm just still uploading. As you can see, this is not an instantaneous thing, you know, where like if you just airdrop something, it's there. You know, like you do have to put it in the right spot and you know, make it make sense. So hopefully this is not the part where it logs me out and then you have to log back in. Like I said, this website is a little glitchy, so I would recommend to save after like every single thing that you do, or else it might have you sign back in and then you'll be like really frustrated that you just lost everything that you just worked on. So which one did I just upload? Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Just waiting on the bandwidth. Maybe I'm gonna fast forward this part in the video or put some music on, because that would make it more interesting than just watching me wait. So all this to say, don't wait until the last second to start doing this. It's not gonna end well for you, and it's not gonna be great for me either. And I really would not, I don't appreciate the procrastination. This is all gonna make sense in a moment when I reorder. And basically after I show you this part, it's the same exact thing for the selected works, just less. Instead of 15 images, you're gonna upload 5. And you can even re-upload 5 images from the section that you're uploading in right now. So it's essentially like just a redo, but you do have to redo it. You can't just like copy paste, like you have to upload the image again and blah, blah, blah. Now, if your images are not under 3 MB, then it's obviously going to take longer to do this because you're going to have to resize your images. But I'll show you how to check for the image size and also how to resize to get you to that point. And I apologize. I am trying to make this video as short as possible. Last year it was 45 minutes. My goal was to beat that time this year. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. This is my first take. I'm not planning to retake this video again. Okay. I am missing the final version of that piece. So that is the last piece I'm going to upload. I wanted to show you one other thing as an option. Like you can put more than one image on a slide if you have like extra images to spare. But that's a case-by-case scenario, and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Actually, I can show you right now while this uploads. So if you have so many process pictures and you do want to share them as part of your portfolio, what you can do is you can put them on a Google slide or a PowerPoint slide and upload this slide as one image. So instead of wasting 3 picture opportunities for your artwork, you're putting multiple pictures in one slide. I would not go more than like 2 to 3 images on a slide to show process like this, because essentially this was the final version of this piece. And so really I don't need to have the final version on this slide. I might just want to have this one and then this one, you know, because it's showing process. It's showing work, but it's showing a small jump. It's not showing like a super, super huge jump. You know, you can see where she was going with this. So that is an option for you. All right, so all of my images are uploaded. Awesome. I am going to save changes because that is essential. Saving your work is essential, just like documenting it, which we've all been doing this whole time. I feel like I should play the Jeopardy song every time I do this. Just me? Now I'm just talking to myself. That's why it's just better if we were all here together in person so that Mystique's not talking to herself. All right, so cool. My images have been saved. Wonderful. So if you go to here at the little question mark, it just says to rearrange your images, change the number in the top left corner of your image where you want to move the new position in the template. The number you enter represents where you want the image to be relocated within the template. Ensure that you have no duplicate numbers. This part is cool, but it's a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start with the less formal looking pieces, and then I'm going to move into the more formal pieces. That should be the, you know, your more formal pieces are the ones that you probably spent more time on, and your less formal pieces are the ones that you know, just kind of scribbled, doodled, like it's a first draft, whatever, you know. So I'm going to say this is 1. I'm going to leave that as 1. That's great. I actually would like to make this one number 2. Yeah, I'm going to make this one number 2. I'm going to make this one number 3. So I'm going to leave that right there. For number 4, I'm going to put in this photograph. So number 4 is the photograph. Number 5 is this black and white piece with the colored patches. Number 6 is going to be this girl who's melting. I'm sure she looks melty. Number 7, I would say, is probably this one. And I would say number 8. Number 8, I'm going to say these are all a combination of traditional and digital, I believe. Or just traditional or photography. So I'm gonna put this one at number 8 because this one is also traditional. And now I'm gonna start adding in the process pieces. So this one I'm gonna make number 9. This one I'm gonna make number 10. This one I'm gonna make number 11 because now it's following a progression, right? Then number 12, I'm gonna jump back to this sketch.
Number 13 is going to be this guy. Number 14 is the final version of that guy. And 15 is this one right here, which there's no process shots, but that's fine. So let's see if that checks out. So now I'm going to go to save changes, and woohoo, did not get an error message. If you get an error message, it's because you repeated a number, or you didn't do the reordering correctly, and it's not recognizing that the program's not recognizing that it can make the changes that you requested it to make. So again, my Jeopardy theme song is going in my head. All right, so now let's check this out and see if it kind of makes sense in the progression. So starting out with some line work, adding in some color. Maybe I would switch these two positions because this one actually looks more bold. So maybe I'll make this one number 3 and this one number 2, because then we're getting into a lot more colored work after that. So I'm fine with all of this, moving into more steady. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you throwing a process shot in, at the end of the portfolio? And it's because these process shots are a little bit more developed than what's going on in the beginning of the portfolio. Again, if you had more process shots, then you could play around with the ordering of your artwork more, right? I could keep playing around with this. Maybe this one is more of a later version, maybe like this one and this one and this one. Anyways, you'll play around with it. You'll ask me for feedback. I'll give you my, my 2 cents, and then it's up to you to decide. So, okay, great. All right, now what I want to do is I want to check the size of things so that I can fill in the written part. So I'm going to pause for 1 second, be right back. All right, I'm back. Now I'm going to screen share into another screen. I'm so much better at this year than I was last year, I think. I like to think. Anyways, okay, so what you're going to want to do is if you're on a Mac, you're going to want to open whatever image you have. If it's digital, like this is a digital piece, even though it started off traditional. And you're going to go to Tools, and you're going to go to Adjust Size. And when you go to Adjust Size, it will show you right here what's the width and what's the height of your artwork. So this is about, like, I don't know, just want to ballpark it. Like, I mean, it's saying 10.86 inches and 11.11 inches for the height. I like round numbers. I think round numbers make the most sense. So I'm just going to say that, maybe this is 11 by 11. It's okay to make minor adjustments. What you don't want to do is grossly misconfigure what you're doing. All right, I'm back on the screen. So let's say this is a square piece, and I'm going to say 11 by 11. There are guidelines here for the size of your artwork. It's right here. Oh, I really should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. But anyways, you need this minimum operating system to run the AP Art portfolio. I'm sure that you all have that. These are the browsers that it will work with. Google Chrome is the best. That's why it's number 1. So try to use Google Chrome. And here are the size requirements for your digital images. Your images must be JPEG. I should have also said that in the beginning. I'm very sorry. I wouldn't worry about RGB color mode. That's for more advanced stuff. They're recommending that you upload files using 72 pixels per inch, which if you scooch back a minute or a few seconds earlier, you'll see that it shows you pixels per inch, and this photo was done in 72 pixels per inch. Okay, image size. These are the recommended image sizes, but it says your image sizes can be different, so that's fine. Just whatever size your paper is, just measure that with a ruler. Whatever size your digital file is, look at that, how I just showed you. So same thing, they have recommendations for landscape, portrait, and square orientation. All right. Maximum file size, 3 MB per image. I'll show you how to adjust that, or I'll walk you through it if you need help with that at that point. This is just irrelevant. This is about your general computer usage around this topic of conversation. If jumping back for a second, I'm sorry, I'm jumping a little bit over the place. If you have something like this, like an in process composite of your images, I would just go with the normal image size for the size. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just go with the final image size here. That's what you were working towards. All right. So you're gonna fill out the height and your width. You're gonna fill out materials. Off the top of my head, I think watercolor was used, an iPad, maybe some pen and ink. You know, you can get as specific as you want on this. You can say iPad Pro, you can say Apple Pencil, you can say watercolor paper. You don't have to meet the 100 character maximum for the materials. It's just, it is what it is. For process, I'm just gonna write what I think Camila did, which was sketch with pencil, outline with pen, or maybe it was paint background with watercolor first. It could be either or. It's whatever you did. I'm just assuming this is what you did. Paint background with watercolor, sketch with pencil, outline with pen, digitally photograph. And so again, I'm running out of space. So this is where you're gonna have to like edit down your words to make it fit. So paint, I would maybe say paint watercolor background. Maybe just pencil sketch, you know, take out all those connector words that aren't necessary. Pencil sketch. Pen outline, taking out all the widths, like WITH. Digitally photograph, and then enhance with Procreate. Okay, that almost okay, I'm gonna be happy with that. Use Procreate on iPad. Yeah, I would alter that a little bit more, maybe to make it more clear, but I can help you with that. So anyways, that's what's going on for the sustained investigation. Each one of your portfolios is going to be completely individual and specific to your theme and how you photographed your artwork and how you documented your process. And I hope you see why now, you know, how important it is to document your process as you go forward. Even if you don't use all the photos, it can really add a lot of value to your portfolio. And I have a few other tips and tricks I'm gonna throw in here. But yeah, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna put my, oops. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna fill this in because I'd like to show you how to get to the final submission part. And I'm not gonna go through and really do everything here formally. I have a video from last year explaining more how to do the materials and the height and the width, like a lot more. But I do want all the fields filled in so that when I get to the submission part, I can show you the buttons and how they get activated. If you don't fill out every single field with the asterisk, then when you go to submit your portfolio, it's going to keep giving you error message like you left out a so-and-so, or you left out of this and of that. So for sake of time, and hopefully making this video less than 45 minutes, I'm just gonna fill everything in so that, like I said, when I get to the second to last step and the last steps, I'm able to show you completely. I know that we're a lot more ahead than what was going on this time last year. So I'm super proud of you all, and continue to do what you're doing and keep drawing right up until, you know, you can't anymore. That's the true artist nature. I wouldn't call it procrastination. I would call it a healthy level of stress to get you to, you know, really bust out the rest of your portfolio. All right, I'm just gonna click save so that this is like completely, it's good. At least it's showing the written parts are complete. Oh my gosh, it just logged me out and I don't know why. And this is exactly why I'm talking about. This thing is really glitchy. So let's see how much of this really got saved, because this happened a lot with students last year. All right, the moment of truth. I'm going to be sad if that part didn't save, and I have a feeling that it didn't. It didn't. None of this saved. Okay, sad. I'm not really crying because like this isn't real, but you know what I'm saying. You'd be crying if it was yours because yours is real. All right. I'm just going to jump over to the written evidence tab of the sustained investigation. It's asking you to identify two things here. One, identify the question or inquiry that guided your sustained investigation. Like, what's the whole reason behind why you're creating your art? You know, is it because it's about your culture? Is it based around a specific memory or trauma that happened for you? Is it a happy memory that you want to revisit and create art around? You know, this is basically your theme, but you have to create a question based around your theme or your inquiry. And then you're describing how your sustained investigation shows those keywords: practice, experimentation, and revision, guided by your question or inquiry. You know, how can this material or how can this color help me blank, you know? And I do have Camila's actual written evidence from last year, so I'm gonna just copy paste that in. So you don't have to type it right in the AP Art and Design. In fact, I wouldn't. And it'll tell you right there. It says you're limited to 1,200 characters. You've entered 1,201. So reduce the amount of text entered. I'm just gonna take out the so, and I'm gonna say, oh, it's probably because there's an extra space here. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, make sure to save your changes every time, because like I said, you're going to be disappointed when it deletes all your work, like it just deleted mine. Sad face. Okay, I'm going to go back to the introduction, and I'm going to just put an NA everywhere to get to the final version. I'm gonna have to pause this and come back because now I'm upset. So this is why you don't wait, because the more people that are gonna be on this site, the more issues are gonna occur, because the more competition there is for having this website work. And I think you all realize at this moment in time, if not before, that the AP website is not the most working thing. I am using Google Chrome, by the way, so yeah. Let's see if it even saved this part. Okay, it saved this part. That's cool. But why does it still say save changes? I'm going to click it again just to be sure, even though it should be fine because I logged out and logged back in. Okay, it's not updating, which means it should be fine. Anyways, moving on to selected works. Selected works is going to be the same. Submit 5 works that demonstrate the synthesis. So this is like you've solidified what material makes the most sense for your artwork. That doesn't mean you have to use all the same materials for your 5 pieces. It just means that for each piece, the material that you use makes sense for the artwork that you made for that piece, okay? You've solidified your process. Again, this is supposed to be like a cohesive thing, like it looks like the same artist made this artwork, okay? That's for the process. And the ideas should be like when someone looks at it, they get a feeling of like, oh, this is about happiness, or this is about a specific type of culture, like this is about Mexican culture because there's lots of Mexican symbology, or it's about sadness because there's a lot of blue and like people crying or something, okay? And you're just gonna do the exact same thing here. You are gonna upload your images. You can just copy paste the materials in the process from the sustained investigation section. What I would do is have it in a Word document, like I have them here, so that you can just copy and paste into the portal. And you're not clicking back and forth so much, because as you can see, it's not the most streamlined like website. So have it in a separate tab so you can just copy and paste it over really quick. And once you are all done with that, okay, so I'm just gonna upload one and go over the ideas thing. So I'm gonna go over, which one I'm gonna upload? I'm gonna upload this one. Now, Camila's work is all really really developed, I think. So like for any of her pieces, she could almost put in a selected works, but I'm going to choose the top ones that look the most visually similar to like, you know, the style that she's created throughout this portfolio. So I don't know if you paused on when I uploaded the writing part, but Camila's portfolio is all about abstraction of the human figure, which is why she has a lot of images of people's faces, but something's a little bit like off, you know, like in every artwork. Like there's a part that's exaggerated, there's a part that's different. Camila could do a much better job, you know, speaking about her own artwork than I can. But you know, there's definitely a theme going on. So I am going to pick the ones that I think make the most sense. And it's okay to also have process shots in, you know, this part of the portfolio too, but I would just say just one or two. Like, for example, I would actually maybe take this out and I would use this as an image in this section to show one process shot, you know, for one of the final pieces. So I would take this and actually I'm going to download that as a PDF. Oh, you know what? It actually said to upload it as a JPEG. So I'm going to actually just download it as a JPEG and let's do that. I know, I'm not sure where my screen is right now. Sorry, you're seeing me in action right now. Okay. Let me bring it back. And let me jump back into Google Chrome. Okay, here we are. All right. And I want to upload that in process shot. So I'm going to upload this one. And same thing for this. You want to order them in the order that makes the most sense here. Oops. Sorry, I'm not sure why that was not screen sharing very well. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Why is it not screen sharing? Very strange. Okay. All right, there we go. Sorry, back. All right, and same thing is you wanna order things here that make the most sense. So I think these two are great, but I feel like the style really comes through in the other two. So I'm gonna call this one 1. Oops. I'm gonna call this one 1. I'm gonna call this one 2. I'm gonna call this one 3. I'm gonna call this one 4. And I'm gonna call this one 5. And now I'm going to changes. Sorry, I'm about to start another Zoom meeting. Oh, that's crazy. And hopefully this saves. Okay, there we go. Great, great, great. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully you can see that there's a natural progression here. And yeah, and when you click on it, you want to make sure it looks okay as well. So that looks awesome. You want to check what size it is digitally, or if it's a hand-drawn piece, and you want to fill in your ideas, your materials process. So I'm going to talk about maybe this one. Maybe I'm just going to say this one's, the height is 12 and the width is 9. And for the ideas, you can have this as sentences, or you can have this as, I think, as like words, you know, but I would say like relationships between people and people of different backgrounds and heritages. Relationships between people of different backgrounds and heritages is shown by the abstraction of colors. Wow, I completely ran out of space, so that has to be way cut down. Relationships between people from various backgrounds and heritages is shown by color abstraction. I know that the other part of abstraction here was the nose was smaller, and Camila, forgive me, I don't remember the exact idea behind this piece, but maybe you can tell us in class, and I can make an edit in the comments on this video on YouTube about what this piece really was about. But anyways, if you just want to say, I'm just making up the idea here that the relationships between people from various backgrounds and heritages is shown by color abstraction. One sentence, simple, straight to the point. Materials, I think this was colored pencil, paint. I think you used like a clay tool to like scrape off the paint, or maybe there was also oil pastel and sculpture tool, and that's it. I'm just going to say that because I'm not sure what else you used. And then the process could be pencil, sketch, shade with colors, add oil, pastel, use sculpture tool to scrape, and add texture. Boom, done. Okay, you don't even need the period. I just put it because it looks more official. All right. I'm going to go through really, really super quick and just fill in everything with NA, which you are not going to do, but that's what I'm going to do because I would like in this video to also show you how you're going to forward this to me and complete this entire port. And I might be right back. Actually, let me pause and do that, and then I'll come back and show you that everything's saved and what to do next. Okay, great. So I have every part filled in. Now, obviously in your portfolio, you're gonna have everything actually filled in to reflect what's going on in your artwork. But I have all the fields filled in on every part in the sustained investigation and in the selected works. And if you ever need a refresher about like what it is you're supposed to do, of course you can ask me questions, but also they have these handy dandy little links, not only in the introduction, but also right next to it on the actual section that you're working on about sustained investigation, about selected works. And it basically takes you right back to the introduction. So I guess don't click those links and just look at the introduction. So anyways, I have everything filled out in sustained investigation, magic. I have, of course, yours is not going to say NA, it's going to say all of your work. I have the written evidence also filled out. And if you're missing any part of this, it's going to let you know that you're missing something that you need to fill that in. So that's filled in. All of the selected works are filled in. Once you fill everything in, all of the, like this yellow, this orangish manila colored fields are filled in. You are going to go to clicking this box and saying, I understand for this school year. You are not physically mailing any artworks anywhere. Normally you would have to physically mail your artwork, but of course everything's different this year. So expect a new video next year. And you're only submitting your digital work. Okay, great. I think you're going to want to save the change after you do that to confirm that you understand that. And then once you're done with that, you can't unclick it, which is good. I mean, I guess you could do that earlier, but it might not let you click that until you fill everything out anyways. And then you're going to jump to forward portfolio. And this is where you're going to send the portfolio to me. And then see, it tells you right here, status, complete, 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 all the images in sustained investigation, all the image fields, which means the dimensions in the written part, and the written evidence tab. Everything's done. Acknowledgement is done. You are going to need your AP ID, which is a great question. Who has the AP ID? I think I do. So I will have to give that to you. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Okay, so after you submit your AP ID, which I don't actually have one for this account because I'm not a student, I'm a teacher. I've just made a dummy account. You're going to click continue, and then on the next page, I believe it's going to say forward to your AP teacher, which is me, of course. And then I think it's pretty obvious after that. And then I receive your portfolio completed, and then I forward it to our AP coordinator, who's Miss Allen. And then Miss Allen will send it off 2 AP to be finalized. So all in all, don't wait to start doing this. You're going to have deadlines for this, and this is going to be all your grades for the 4 to 9 weeks. When is your AP portfolio due? This is when I would like it to be due, May 7th. I want everything done by May 7th so that if there's any issues, we're ahead of the game to figure it out. But May 7th, originally I had told you April 30th because I wanted everything due a week before that due date, but we're going to stick with May 7th. So May 7th is your due date for your portfolio, and I will be seeing you in class before then. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry that this was long, and yeah, I'm so proud of you all, and you all are going to do fantastic. So I'll see you in class.